President Vladimir Putin secures decades-long rule in predictably rigged election. Partial results from Russia's meticulously stage-managed election solidify President Vladimir Putin's iron grip on the nation he has led since the early 2000s. With 87.3% of the vote counted, Putin is poised for a landslide victory that guarantees his continued reign until at least 2030, when he will be 77 years old. This victory cements Putin's status as Russia's longest-serving leader since Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin, ensuring a third full decade of solitary rule. Absence of genuine opposition paves the way for Putin's unchallenged leadership. The lack of credible opposition candidates, due to their deaths, incarcerations, exiles, or disqualifications, coupled with the suppression of dissent following Russia's aggression towards Ukraine in 2022, meant Putin faced no genuine challenge in the election. Despite denouncing the electoral process as mere costly bureaucracy instead of true democracy, Putin's victory was a foregone conclusion. Putin's rule extended through meticulously orchestrated elections. Previously held every 4 years, the electoral law changes in 2008 lengthened presidential terms to 6 years, culminating in further constitutional amendments that removed term limits altogether. This alteration potentially permits Putin to retain power until 2036, showcasing a tightening grip on authority through nominally democratic means. Navalny's death and the shadow of political opposition. Recent months have seen the demise of Putin's outspoken adversaries, such as Yevgeny Prigozhin and Alexei Navalny. Despite accusations linking Putin to Navalny's death in a penal colony, the Kremlin maintained its denial of involvement. Putin's mention of a potential prisoner exchange involving Navalny in a break from tradition further highlighted the significance of political dissent, even in the face of suppression. Defiance and protests amidst election irregularities. In a display of opposition, the late Navalny's widow and demonstrators across Europe rallied against Putin's regime during the elections. Acts of defiance, ranging from ballot box tampering to violent protests, marred the electoral process, underscoring the desperation for change amidst the stifling grip of authoritarian rule. Controversy surrounds election conduct in annexed Ukrainian territories. Despite vociferous denouncements from Ukraine and Western nations branding the Russian election as a sham, voter coercion and manipulative practices were evident in the annexed Ukrainian regions. Putin's assertion of authority in these territories, coupled with global condemnation, highlighted the contentious nature of his ongoing power consolidation. Geopolitical ramifications of Putin's prolonged rule. Putin's combative stance towards the West, exemplified by his invasion of Ukraine, has reshaped global geopolitics and isolated Russia as a pariah state. The repercussions of the conflict, including mounting casualties and heightened international scrutiny, underscore the escalating tensions between Russia and the rest of the world. Putin's foreign policy ploys and domestic distractions. Critics accuse Putin of manufacturing foreign policy crises to divert attention from Russia's internal issues, including socio-economic challenges and political stagnation. Amidst the facade of international posturing, Putin's grip on power remains unyielding, casting a shadow over Russia's domestic affairs. In conclusion, Putin's extension of one-man rule in Russia, following a tightly controlled election devoid of legitimate opposition, reinforces his position as an authoritarian leader with unchecked authority. The orchestrated electoral process, coupled with geopolitical maneuvering and internal repression, further entrenches Putin's grip on power, raising concerns about the future of democracy and dissent within Russia's political landscape.